Somewhere between a breath and a sunrise, a shape steps from the mist. Hooves don't leave tracks. Light lingers too long. That's you. The forest makes room for you, like a priest stepping aside for something holier. You're barely taller than the ferns, all legs and glow. Your horn, not sharp, not yet, but humming with something old. The animals pause. Deer lower their heads. Predators forget their hunger in your presence. Even birds hesitate to land on branches near you. You were not born prey or predator, just presence. Flowers turn toward you. Water cleans itself when you drink. Your first breath makes the moss bloom. You sneeze once, and a sick oak tree recovers from root rot. You are the reason flowers bloom in strange circles. The answer to prayers whispered to the woods. You're the creature of light, too radiant to be real. A creature that makes the forest feel whole. It starts with a glimpse. A hunter, lost, bleeding, stumbles through your forest and comes out whole. He tells a story. No one believes him. Then his wound closes overnight. The rumors start. She saw something by the stream. A horned deer, maybe. Blessed it is, where it walks. My child's fever broke that very night. Whispers grow teeth. A shepherd returns dazed, clutching a flower that doesn't exist. A dying woman drinks from a puddle and lives. They call you pure, holy, the forest's heart. Villagers leave bread near tree roots. Nobles send scouts. Priests rewrite scripture to include you retroactively. They start to whisper. A white blur between trees. A glint of light where no sun shines. A horn, thin as moonlight, sharper than mercy. The old ones say, you're a blessing. The young ones say, you're a cure. The dying say, you're their last chance. They build shrines out of moss and antlers. They burn herbs and chant your name, whichever name is trending that week. They leave offerings, salt, silk, hair. They call it worship. They don't know what you are, but they want what you give. You don't know any of this. You're too busy chewing wild grass and chasing your own shadow. But every hoofprint you leave turns into a rumor. Every glade you visit becomes sacred. The forest protects you. For now. Fog thickens when soldiers get close. Branches shift. Roots rise. But even magic grows tired. And somewhere far away, someone whispers the first real plan. To find you. To trap you. To make the myth useful. They send a maiden. The girl they send is small. Soft. Dressed in white and silence. She hums softly, knowing the words. You feel her before you see her. She sits by the stream. Every day, same spot, same time. Quiet. Small. Still. She smells like river stones and crushed violets. Like childhood. She looks like something you could believe in. So you step closer. One hoof. Then two. She sees you. Really sees you. And doesn't run. You rest your head in her lap. And for the first time, you feel peace. Then the arrow hits. The leaves rustle wrong. Her breath catches. And from the shadows, they rise. Ropes. Nets. Blades dulled with superstition. They swarm you like sickness in a holy place. You thrash. You scream, not aloud, but the forest hears. Birds flee. Trees tremble. The girl cries. Not for help. For forgiveness. You see her lips move. I didn't know. Men drag you from the glade like a prize hog. The girl is pulled away, crying your name. You never gave it to her. They call it a miracle. They throw parades. They build a golden cage. You lie on marble, stunned and shackled, while crowds weep just to be near you. Because you're not a creature. You're a trophy that breathes. And the only purity they want is what they can take from you. They keep you in marble. A room built like reverence, but carved like a tomb. Priests file in first. Whisper prayers while harvesting hairs. Alchemists follow, scraping your horn for dust. Then royalty, sick and rotting, hoping you'll heal the parts they poison themselves. They dress your wounds with silk. They feed you fruit from silver bowls. People bow. People cry. People call you salvation. Not for who you are, for what you can do. Healing, purity, hope, measured in ounces and sold by the vial. You learn the weight of your own blood. Your breath is bottled. Your tears are currency. They speak of miracles while draining yours. They call it honor, service, salvation. They say you were born for this. You stop eating. They bring stronger fruit. You stop glowing. They light you with magic. You stop looking at them. They polish your eyes with spells so you'll seem alive during ceremonies. You are not a miracle. You are inventory. And the only magic left in you is what they haven't stolen yet. One night, the guards fall asleep too fast. The priest forgets to lock the gate. Or maybe, just maybe, the forest remembers you and opens a way. You run, you leap, you fall, you break, but you don't stop. Thorns tear your sides. You limp through shadow, hide in mist. You find a cave, crawl inside, and sleep for a week. When you wake, you don't glow, not like before. Your horn is cracked, your mane tangled with blood and leaves. You are no longer a symbol. You are a fugitive, and the forest, ancient and indifferent, lets you stay. You heal in silence, not fully, just enough to stand. Then, one dusk, the silence breaks. She doesn't belong here. A child. She crashes through the underbrush. Face streaked with mud. Knees scraped raw. No shoes. No food. No direction. She's crying so hard she can't breathe. You should run. But her legs give out. She collapses. And doesn't get up. No one comes. She curls into herself. Shivering. Too tired to cry. Too empty to scream. That's when you step forward. Just close enough for her to feel it. She flinches. She blinks. Dazed. Eyes struggling to focus. Then widens. She sees you. You circle once. Then vanish back into the trees. But later, you return. You drop berries in the grass near her. She crawls to them on shaking hands. The next morning, she can't stand. So you push moss and leaves together, making shelter. A nest, of sorts. She whispers to the dark, I want to go home. That night, you stay near. She cries in her sleep. You keep watch. The next day, she tries to walk. She notices you. Whispers, you're still here? You step closer. You lower your head. She reaches out, then stops. And slowly, painfully, you begin to believe that maybe not every hand is a trap. Days pass. She recovers. Slowly. She teaches you words. Rock, cold, berry, friend. You listen. You walk beside her now. When she laughs, it's the first time the world doesn't flinch from your joy. You decide to take her home. The village sees her first. Screams, cheers, tears. Then they see you. Silence. The girl clings to your mane. It's okay, she whispers. They'll understand. That night, you sleep beneath her window. She whispers a lullaby before bed. In the morning, she's gone. You rise too late. Legs stiff. Vision fogged. A familiar scent trails from the trees. Honeyed bread. Dried moss. The scarf she wore. You follow it. And the trap closes. You thrash. You scream. They told her you'd be safe. They promised. She believed them. You lock eyes. One last time. She mouths, I'm sorry. You stop fighting. And for a moment, you almost give up. But you don't. You rear back. The ropes tear. The smoke clears. And you vanish into the trees. Wounded. Burned. Free. You don't return to the girl. Because you can't risk it. You learn to stay hidden. Deep in forests that forget roads. In glades where silence grows thick. You were born a miracle. You were nearly made a myth. Now, you are a ghost.